Hi, I'm Sean Craney, and today I'm going to be talking about inclusivity in the classrooms here today. Now, inclusive to whom? This is where I'm going to be talking about inclusivity with children of certain disabilities, certain academic hindrances, as you may call it, that can affect a child's performance in school, and if not properly addressed soon, can affect them later on in life. Now, I could go on and talk about the many types of disabilities, but I'm going to choose to limit it down to dyslexia. Dyslexia is a more well known form of educational disability. Essentially, for those who aren't aware of what dyslexia it is a neurological condition where a children can misconstrue certain words, where a B and D could look like each other, where they could have trouble processing information, and even simple words can be difficult to spell for them. Now, in order to first address this, one needs to create an environment of safety. In class, sometimes children can be ostracized from the rest if they are falling behind on simple things that everyone else has already mastered, such as spelling, reading, and a lot of times children with dyslexia will even also have a hard time pronouncing their own words as they cannot even read it to even practice it in the first place. Once it goes beyond to, say, the middle school, this is where things can get a bit more challenging. Most teenagers are not exactly well known for being tolerant of one another, so this is where secondary educational skills are going to need to come in. Now, in my presentation, I have talked about dyslexia in terms of its medical condition, where it comes from, and some of the tools that come along with addressing it. Some of the tools that now are available to us in the 21st century is the use of smartboard technology, audio recording equipment, including text speech that can turn any text a teacher can type in and present it to them in an audio form. Most children with dyslexia don't tend to have a problem with hearing, but much more a visual presentation of the words. It can become a strain, a headache. It leads to frustration, which in the time of puberty, when kids become teenagers, it could lead to them becoming more avoiding of certain educational topics. So it is very important to make sure that all students and have technology that's available to them, make it simple, to make it easy to access whenever they so choose to do so, whether at school or home. So once they get into high school, this is as we should all consider, the final stretch of our educational preparation for children to enter into the world of adulthood and into the future career, whether they so choose to do so. Now, in high school, this is where children with dyslexia can probably struggle the most, if anything. And it's no longer just simple words that a child has to read off a board. It's more you got to give lengthier reports. You got to write assignments that require multiple pages is of information you got to write down. Practice your spelling, and a lot of times teachers can dock you depending on your grammatical skills. Now, teachers can provide a little bit of leeway when it comes to, say, maybe deadlines. That's a tool you can try using in the high school region, but it is better to make sure that teacher is pulling aside some of these students and addressing them, doing a check-in to make sure that these children are meeting their academic goals to the fullest of their capabilities, while also making sure that they are preparing them for their future and whatever tests they'll need to take for a future career, or if they so choose to do so, be ready to be at the reading and writing level of a college student if they so choose to go to college. Now, I hope that this video here today is a good way of presenting this information to you.